3, 2, 1. Tetris. Japorto not willing to give up this match. Forced a decider between Dan. Dan had an outstanding game 3, and then Japorto just came back fighting despite being down for the earlier parts of the game. And now we're put into a situation. Winner moves on in the CTM community tournament while loser has to wait to try again next month. Both players already in with some pretty unfavorable pieces, and both players going to knock down their first Tetris. 21,000 for Japorto, 19,000 for Dan. And both players actually Tetris ready. Very nice and clean builds. Japorto's going to get his long bar first. Dan's still waiting on another one. And Dan was running into another drought. Gets their second long bar. Knocks down Tetris. However, Japorto for one Tetris lead. And now Dan's going to tie that right back up. 58,000 to 60,000. We are what you say neck and neck. And a lot of tugs being performed by Dan. But very nice. And a Tetris for Dan. 78,000 for him. 99,000 for Japorto. Japorto is, however, slightly ahead on lines. Dan sets up a delay burn over there on the right-hand side. But he needs the right piece to put over there on the left. And he doesn't get the piece in time. So now he's forced to do some more burning than he probably would anticipate. But very nice piece right there for him. And he could get Tetris ready. But instead he's going to burn off to the side. Dan actually not getting a lot of long bars here. Long bars are his least amount of piece. There's a long bar for Dan, though. So he is going to knock down Tetris. However, Japorto, very clean build right now. Avoids setting up the long bar dependency by sacrificing a hole in the middle of his stack. So after he knocks down this Tetris, the long bar comes. He's not going to be able to do score. And Japorto seems to be running to a drought. He's going to knock down Tetris. However, now he does have said holes I discussed earlier that he's going to have to deal with. Meanwhile, Dan had a massive long bar dependency over there in column 6. But luckily got the long bar to fill in that dependency. And now he is Tetris ready. Just waiting on the next Tetris. He trails by roughly 3.5 Tetrises. As on level 15, Tetrises are worth 19,000 points apiece. And Dan with some very smart burns there. Has the well open. And gets the long bar. Tetris for Dan, putting him at 127,000. Japorto having to do a slight amount of digging. But now he is also ready to start building up for Tetrises. And he's Tetris ready and gets the long bar right as soon as he got Tetris ready. 188,000 for him. 146,000 for Dan. Dan just not getting really any long bars despite being Tetris ready almost all the time. In fact, he is right now going through another drought for the long bar. He is forced to do some burning. And there's the long bar as soon as the well is covered. But now Dan has a very nice little burn chamber. And Dan's going to knock down Tetris, putting him at 168,000. And he's Tetris ready again as well. And Dan's going to knock down another Tetris, putting him at 187,000. Japorto with a long bar dependency gets the long bar. Now has to wait on another one. Dan, 206,000. Catching back up to Japorto in lines and score. So maybe the lead that Japorto isn't as big as we thought. But it seems like Japorto has stopped pressing down as much. And Japorto's going to knock down 2 quick Tetrises, putting him back at a 3.5 Tetris lead. And Dan now waiting on the long bar. Long bar isn't coming. Dan might be in a little bit of a perilous situation. He's going to have to take that double. And now Dan's digging up high. Wants to avoid setting up that dependency. But he has a long bar dependency on the left-hand side. Is he going to get the long bar? Is he going to get the long bar? There's a long bar. Dirty Tetris for Dan. Very nice dirty Tetris for Dan. And he's going to stay alive just a little bit longer. Japorto about to transition. Dan knocks down Tetris 254,000. Japorto knocks down Tetris 314,000. He is 1 Tetris away from transition. And he has a very nice clean build. He's not going to opt to get Tetris ready immediately, which is particularly interesting. However, Dan's going to knock down Tetris 273,000. 315,000 for Japorto. Japorto's going to knock down Tetris. He's going to transition. Ooh, Simul Tetris, actually. He's going to transition at 336,000. Dan has a potential for 2 more Tetrises here. And now Dan might actually be in a little bit of trouble. He's going to burn a double with that square. And another square is given to him. He's just going to have to do a little bit more burning in order to get out of this. Trying to avoid placing that square on top. Looking to burn this out in the most efficient way as possible. And Dan is Tetris ready now. 1 more Tetris possible here. And Dan transitions at 317,000. Japorto, however, has been knocking down Tetrises left and right. He's at 420,000. Level 17, he has 12 more lines before the level 19 transition. Dan with some very nice builds so far. He's Tetris ready, waiting on the long bar. Most of his pieces are in the 40s and 50s, while long bars, he's only have 20. So this has really just been a suffer game for Dan. He's done an excellent job of converting as many long bars into Tetrises, but now he might be in trouble here. He's going to burn down for that double. Needs a long bar. He's going to get the long bar. There's the long bar, but now he has to burn this out. Ideally, he wants to burn this out before transition. Japorto with a little bit of an unfortunate setup in the transition. If he's not able to fix this soon enough, Dan might be playing chase down game. However, Dan not in the best of positions either. And Dan having to do several tucks in a row. He has 9 lines before transition. His board is a mess. Japorto doing his best to survive, but that was a very unfortunate Z piece. And it looks like Japorto might actually top out here unless he can get a piece over to the left. But he's not giving any pieces. Doesn't get the quick tap. And Japorto's going to top out at 454,000. Dan has to score 100,000 in the post transition. And he's already set up to burn the double. Dan needs the long bar now. There's the long bar. Gets it over 383,000. This is absolutely insane. Very nice. Dan just has to survive this. At this point, it's very line outable, but first he needs to survive. Oh no, misdrop by Dan. And he's not going to be able to maintain Daz and get it over. And it looks like that might be the end. Japorto is going to take game 5.
Hello everyone, thank you all so much for watching. This was taken from a restream between DanQZ, semifinalist at CTWC, going up against Japorto, who is a now 800k PB player. And the only reason why I am highlighting this particular video and putting it on my channel is because I felt like the commentary in this video was, it was very well constructed despite being on a lower level, aka 15. And so I thought this would be one of the few games that I commentate over that I like to share with you guys. So if you do like the commentary that I do, there will be a link to one video that Joseph uploaded where it's him versus Richard, and I've done commentary on that match. And there will also be a link to another YouTube channel called Classic Tetris Gauntlet, where I am the main host and main commentator of said thing. And there will be uploading matches from this past tournament, as well as matches for rounds. And then on December 8th there is going to be the top 8 broadcast featuring 7 max out players and 1 900k player, and I just so happen to be one of those max out players in said tournament. So this is going to be very exciting. That's also going to be the day on where I'm giving away the Classic Tetris Gauntlet t-shirt. If you want more information, will be made on a video that will release later this week. So if you guys are looking forward to that, stay tuned. Once again, the link to that channel and the video where I commentate will be down in the description below. Secondly, I just wanted to apologize for audio issues. Apparently, whenever I was recording this, I didn't have my mic settings adjusted properly, so I would peak a lot throughout the video. So I apologize. Hopefully next time whenever I do my commentary, I'll be able to optimize the audio. But yeah, anyways, if you like the video and you like hearing me commentate and see just such intense competition from Japorto and Dan, and the only reason why he's so low in CTM is because he was using Daz only for a month. So considering it's his first time really using Daz, I think he did outstanding. Anyways, if you like all that, then leave a like. Comment down who originally did you think would win. Do you think it'd be semifinal champ DanQZ or Japorto, who is from Brazil if I'm not mistaken? Let me know down below. Share it with your friends. Maybe they might actually think that competitive Tetris is interesting, especially if it's coupled by pretty good commentary. You never know. And while all the videos on my channel aren't matches of Tetris, there's still plenty of content here on my channel, and if you like it, why not stick around for a bit? Anyways, my name is Michael, better known as ITZsharky, and I'll see you all in the next video.
When you